He was tired of memorizing words, but he still wanted to speak fluent English. One day, something surprising happened, and it changed the way he learned forever. Do you want to know how he learned 1,000 words without even memorizing them one by one? Stay with me, because this story might change your English too. You are watching Storytime English. Here, every story teaches you something new and helps you grow with English. Let's begin. His name was Arjun. He lived in a small town, but dreamed of speaking English fluently. Every day he opened his notebook, and every day he tried to memorize new words. But the words slipped away like sand. No matter how hard he tried, he forgot them the next morning. Does this sound like you? Do you also feel frustrated when words don't stay in your mind? Arjun almost gave up one evening. He closed his notebook and sighed deeply. "Maybe English is not for me," he whispered. But something inside told him not to stop. So he looked for another way. Not memorizing, not repeating, but something new. Have you ever felt like giving up on English? What if the solution was easier than you think? One day Arjun met his cousin Mia. She had just returned from studying abroad. Mia spoke English with confidence. Every word sounded natural and easy. Arjun felt amazed. "How did you learn so many words?" he asked. Mia smiled gently. "I never memorized words. I learned them through stories." Arjun was shocked. "Stories? How could stories teach 1,000 words?" Mia explained patiently. "When you read or listen to stories, words repeat naturally." She leaned closer to him. "Your brain remembers words from context, not from lists." Arjun's eyes widened. Could this really be the secret to learning English? That night, he sat on his bed. The book Mia gave him rested on the table. He opened the first page slowly. The words looked different now. They weren't enemies to fight. They were friends waiting to be known. He read a short paragraph aloud. His tongue stumbled on some words, but he didn't stop. He kept going, sentence by sentence. Some words felt strange, but others sounded familiar. He didn't look into the dictionary immediately. Instead, he guessed the meaning from the story. It was like solving a puzzle, and his brain enjoyed it. For the first time, reading English felt fun. He wasn't forcing himself anymore. When he closed the book, he smiled. He had understood more than he expected. The next day, Arjun met Mia again. He told her about his small victory. Mia clapped her hands. "See? I told you stories work." She explained further. "Your brain is like a sponge. It absorbs words when they are in context. Lists are dry, but stories are alive." Arjun nodded thoughtfully. The idea made perfect sense now. But a doubt remained in his mind. "How many stories must I read to learn 1,000 words?" Mia laughed kindly. "Not as many as you think. Even one short book repeats words. Repetition makes them stick naturally." Her words gave Arjun hope. Maybe he could really do this. That evening, he tried a new trick. He opened YouTube and searched English short stories. Dozens of results appeared on the screen. He clicked on one with subtitles. The story played with soft background music. Arjun followed the subtitles line by line. When he heard a new word, he paused. He saw how it fit in the sentence. He whispered it softly. He felt the sound on his tongue. The word didn't run away this time. It stayed in his memory. He realized something powerful. Listening and reading together was a magic formula. The sound entered his ears. The meaning entered his mind. And slowly, his confidence grew. He was not afraid of words anymore. Arjun started a new routine. Every evening, he listened to one short story. Sometimes it was about a farmer and his cow. Sometimes it was about a child and his toy. The stories were simple, but each one carried useful words. He didn't write them all down. He just listened carefully and repeated some aloud. One day he heard the word journey. It appeared 3 times in the story. At first, it felt heavy on his tongue, but by the end, it felt natural. The next morning, he wrote in his diary, "My English journey has started." He smiled at the page. He had just used a new word correctly. This gave him confidence. He realized he was moving forward. Mia noticed his progress, too. "You're speaking faster now," she said. Arjun grinned proudly. "Because I'm not forcing my brain anymore." But there was still a problem. He wanted to practice conversations. Reading and listening were helping, yet he needed to talk with someone daily. Mia gave him an idea. "Why don't you practice with ChatGPT?" Arjun raised his eyebrows. "Can I really talk to AI?" "Of course," Mia replied. "Ask it questions, answer them, create dialogues." That night, Arjun tried it. He typed, "Hi, can you ask me questions in English?" ChatGPT responded instantly. "Sure, what is your favorite food?" Arjun typed slowly. "My favorite food is rice and chicken." Then ChatGPT asked, "Why do you like it?" Arjun thought for a moment. He answered, "Because it is tasty and healthy." The AI replied with encouragement. Arjun felt excited. It was like having a patient teacher. No judgment, no pressure. Just practice, word by word. He continued every night. Some days for 10 minutes, some for an hour. He wrote short stories with ChatGPT. He acted as different characters. Sometimes he was a traveler, sometimes he was a teacher. Through these stories, new words appeared, and he remembered them without memorizing. One word was adventure. It came up in a travel story. The next day, he used it naturally. "This book is like an adventure," he told Mia. Mia smiled with pride. "You see? The words are alive now." Arjun finally understood. Learning words through living experiences was powerful. Arjun finally understood. Learning words through living experiences was powerful. Weeks passed quickly. His diary began to fill with sentences. Each page showed growth. Each page carried new words. He didn't notice how fast it was happening, but Mia kept count secretly. One evening, she looked at his diary. "You've already learned more than 300 words," she said. Arjun's jaw dropped. 300 without memorizing? "Yes," Mia laughed. "And you're not even tired." Arjun felt motivated. If 300 was possible, then 1,000 was real. He kept reading stories. He kept talking with ChatGPT. Some days he watched cartoons in English. The simple language helped him learn faster. Other days he listened to podcasts. The voices trained his ears. He didn't pause every time. He let the sentences flow naturally. Slowly, his brain started catching patterns. He noticed how words joined together, phrases like "take a chance" or "make a plan." They stayed with him like small songs. He began to use them with friends, and his friends noticed the difference. "Your English is smoother now," one friend said. "You don't stop to think so much." That comment filled Arjun with joy. It meant the method was working. By the 4th month, something amazing happened. Arjun could read an entire short story without translation. He didn't understand every single word, but he understood enough to enjoy it. And when he enjoyed it, he remembered more. The cycle kept repeating itself. One morning, Mia sat with him. She placed a notebook on the table. Arjun, let's test your vocabulary, she said. I'll say a word. You tell me the meaning. Arjun agreed nervously. His palms felt sweaty. Mia started. Journey. Travel from one place to another, Arjun replied confidently. Adventure. An exciting experience, he answered. Lonely. Feeling alone or sad, he said. Word after word, Arjun gave the answers. Some he explained with examples. After 30 minutes, Mia smiled. You know more than 700 words now. Arjun gasped. He couldn't believe it. All those words lived in his head, and he never memorized them. He laughed with relief. The old painful days of memorizing lists were gone. That night, he felt emotional. He wrote in his diary with pride. English is no longer my enemy. It has become my friend. The next morning, Arjun woke up early. The sun was shining through his window. He opened his diary again. The words on the page gave him courage. Maybe I can reach 1,000 words, he thought. But how will I know when I get there? Later that day, he asked Mia, how can I measure my progress correctly? Mia thought for a moment. Then she said, don't count words. Count usage. Arjun frowned slightly. What do you mean by usage? Mia explained calmly. If you can use a word in speaking or writing, it's yours. Even if you know 2,000 words but never use them, they're useless. But 500 active words can make you fluent. Arjun nodded slowly. Her advice made complete sense. From that day, he changed his approach. He didn't just collect words like coins. He practiced using them in real life. Every new word had to appear in his diary sentence. If he learned responsible, he wrote, I am responsible for my homework. If he learned delicious, he wrote, this food is delicious. And if he learned confident, he wrote, I feel confident when I speak English. The words began to stick faster because they were now part of his own life. Soon, opportunities began to open. One day, his teacher announced a speech contest. It was in English. Arjun's heart skipped a beat. At first, he wanted to hide. He thought, I'm not ready yet. But Mia pushed him gently. Arjun, this is your chance. Try it. He prepared a small speech. The topic was the power of reading. Arjun used the same method. He asked ChatGPT to help him build a story. Together, they created short, simple lines. Each line carried words he already knew. He practiced every evening. He recorded his voice and listened back. At first, he made mistakes, but slowly his sentences flowed naturally. Finally, the big day arrived. Arjun stood on the stage nervously. The lights felt hot on his face. Dozens of students stared at him. He took a deep breath. He remembered Mia's advice. Tell it like a story. He began softly. When I was younger, I hated English. The hall became quiet. Everyone listened carefully. He spoke about his struggles. He spoke about how stories changed his life. He didn't use difficult words. He used words that carried feelings. When he said lonely, his voice trembled. When he said adventure, his eyes shined. By the end, the audience clapped loudly. Arjun's heart filled with joy. He had spoken English confidently. Not perfectly, but powerfully. That evening, Mia hugged him. You see, Arjun? You're already fluent. Arjun smiled with tears. He finally believed it himself. That night, Arjun could not sleep. The sound of applause still echoed in his ears. He had faced his fear. He had spoken English in front of many people. It felt like a new door had opened. A door to a bigger world. The next day, something unexpected happened. His English teacher called him to the office. "Arjun," she said with a smile, "you spoke very well yesterday." Arjun lowered his eyes shyly. "Thank you, ma'am," he whispered. The teacher leaned forward. "There's an exchange program with students abroad." Her words made Arjun freeze. Abroad? Could that be possible for him? The teacher continued. "They need students who can communicate in English." Arjun's heart started beating fast. This was his dream. He wanted to see the world, but he also felt nervous. "What if my English is not enough?" he asked. The teacher smiled gently. "Fluency is not about perfection. It's about confidence and clarity." Those words gave Arjun courage. He decided to apply for the program. Mia helped him fill out the form. She checked his sentences carefully. Within a month, the results came. Arjun was selected. He couldn't believe it. His eyes filled with tears. The boy who once hated memorizing words was now going abroad because of English. Before leaving, Mia gave him advice. "Remember, Arjun, don't chase words. Let words come to you through stories and people. That way, they will always stay." Arjun promised to follow her advice. Then he packed his small bag. His journey had just begun, but his confidence was already strong. On the plane, he sat nervously. An old man beside him started a conversation. "First time flying?" the man asked kindly. Arjun nodded and smiled. "Yes, first time," he replied slowly. "But I am excited for this journey." The man chuckled warmly. "You speak English well, young man?" Arjun's chest filled with pride. It was proof his efforts were working. When he landed abroad, everything looked new. The streets, the signs, the voices. But instead of fear, he felt curious. He wanted to listen, learn, and speak. During the first week, he joined a small group. Students from different countries gathered together. They introduced themselves in English. Arjun listened carefully to each accent. When his turn came, he spoke clearly. "My name is Arjun, and I love learning English through stories." Everyone smiled at him. Some even clapped lightly. In that moment, Arjun realized something. English was not just a subject. It was a bridge to connect with the whole world. One afternoon, Arjun sat in the library. He opened his diary and looked at the pages. Every page told a story. Every page carried new words. He counted quietly and smiled. He had crossed 1,000. But more important than the number, he had gained a new life with English. He could read, write, and speak freely. He could connect with people from everywhere. Mia's words echoed again. "Don't chase words. Live with them." Arjun closed his diary softly. He felt proud, but also grateful. He whispered to himself, "This is not the end. This is the beginning." And with that, his journey continued. Not with memorizing, but with living English every day. And just like Arjun, your journey can also begin today. Not with heavy lists, but with simple stories, small steps, and daily practice. So if this story inspired you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend who also wants to grow in English. And if you enjoyed this, make sure you subscribe to Storytime English, because every story here teaches you something new and brings you one step closer to fluency. Hit the like button if you felt connected to Arjun's journey. And tell me in the comments, which part of the story spoke to you the most? And if you're ready for the next step, check out my video. 5 daily habits that make you English fluent. The link is in the description and the pinned comment. Don't miss it. It could be your next breakthrough. Until then, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep growing. This was Storytime English, and I'll see you in the next video.